What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know who it is. You know what to do. There's been a lot of buzz about these lawsuits against agents who have incorrectly and unscrupulously sold IULs and done serious harm to the general public, which I'm in agreement with. A lot of them have done harm to the general public. And a lot of these three-letter IMOs are teaching their agents the wrong way in terms of selling the complex products like the IUL. But me, as a black man in financial services, I do understand that there is a trope of the industry, which is male, pale, and stale, because the average financial advisor is a 60-year-old white man. At least 71% of licensed financial advisors are white. I'm sure a vast majority of that is male, followed by, I believe it's 19% Asian, 12% Hispanic, and 6 to 7% black. But as a black person and a black advisor, I find it troubling that there are so many blacks. Yeah, I know people are going to say, oh, you said blacks. That's derogatory. Whatever. But I find that there are so many blacks who have this victimhood mindset. For example, we're not even going to look at the corporate rating suit against Bank of America, but there was Merrill Lynch. There's racial discrimination, right? And we have so many black folks who are out here, oh, well, we don't have nothing for ourselves, not knowing that Charles Schwab partnered with Ariel Investments. Ariel Investments happens to be one of the largest black owned firms in America. So, racial discrimination. In August 2025, a black male advisor filed a lawsuit claiming the firm has a systematic race discrimination against black employees in its training program, including biased account distribution policies. I disagree with that. But if you feel that way, why don't you go to Ariel Investments or Harlem Capital, a particularly black owned fund, and start from there and start doing outreach to your own community? Why? Because a bunch of black folk would much rather listen to, I don't know, Jay-Z about, oh, I invest. I'm Jay-Z. I invest. Jay-Z, I actually had a relative of mine who I was like, yeah, da 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 da, I'm a financial advisor. You should work with me. He goes, do you think Jay-Z used a financial advisor? I was like, actually, yes. His financial advisor is with New York Life. But you guys, as a black community, we diminish that, right? Oh, you're doing that little insurance thing, that little finance thing. But if I was to open a chicken spot or to buy some hoodies off of Temu or here on the TikTok shop and print my logo on it, oh, support my guy's clothing line, right? In May 2024, Merrill Lynch agreed to a $19.5 million settlement in a race-based class action lawsuit filed by former black advisors. In April 2025, Bank of America and Merrill Lynch settled a gender and race bias suit with two black female financial advisors who claimed they were given fewer opportunities than white male workers. I wonder why you were given those fewer opportunities. Maybe because those white males were out there busting their hump. Because this is not an easy industry. Let me tell you, my uncle, when I first got into this industry, he was a white dude. I adopted my brother and sister. They were a wealthy family. They were half white, half black. Their white side, their uncle, is an advisor who currently has nearly a $500 million book of business, probably larger than that. And I asked him, hey, any pointers? He said, look, Alonzo, I am a white guy who came from wealth, has money, and has connections. And this business was hard for me. You are a black kid from the hood with no college education, no money, and don't know anybody. Good luck, click. He wasn't saying that, oh, because you're black, there's anything wrong with it. But what he was saying was statistically, black folk don't go into these industries heavily, right? Then broker fraud, Morgan Stanley deferred, recruiting misrepresentation. This is a big one here because this happens often, right? Recruiting misrepresentation. In March 2025, a former advisor sued Morgan Stanley for at least $24 million. The lawsuit alleges the firm made false promises regarding its ability to service international clients causing the advisor to lose significant business and income. Again, racial discrimination. Now, I happen to know people who are black females who worked at Morgan Stanley, and they did get treated a certain way. So I won't deny that some things may not be fair, but fair is something that you pay when you get on the bus. Fair is not life. So as I continue, UBS, Credit Suisse fallout, broker misconduct, 401k management, and cash sweep accounts. Wells Fargo, cash sweep accounts. Elderly exploitation. And this is all this year. And again, racial and gender discrimination. In August 2025, a former employee filed a lawsuit alleging discrimination based on her ethnicity and gender, claiming she was treated less favorably than white male colleagues and was fired callously. Now, as opposed to that, they could do this. Ariel Investments has a long-standing relationship with Charles Schwab, including through joint research surveys and investment offerings available on the Schwab platform. Since 2000, Ariel Investments and Charles Schwab have collaborated on the Black Investor Survey to examine investing habits among Black and white Americans. Oh, wait, so they have the Schwab Ariel Opportunities ETF? Wow. Ariel Investments offers several mutual funds that are available to investors on the Schwab platform, including ARAIX, ARFFX, investing with Ariel through Schwab, right? So you can invest with Ariel through Schwab. But let's look at Ariel Investments itself. Let's look at Ariel Investments. Founded in 1983, headquartered in Chicago with offices in New York City and San Francisco, right? So they're one of the largest black-owned firms in existence. And all these black people keep asking for, oh, we need the black firm. Now, they don't run around just touting, oh, we're bliggity black. But all you other folks want to be these bliggity blacks. They've got separate accounts. They've got mutuals. They've got alternatives, right? They've got, here's the founder, right? John Rogers. Obviously a black man. But you know what a bunch of y'all black folk will say? He ain't got no swag. But he got that bag, is what y'all would say. So instead of playing victim, when things are built for you, you're supposed to come. Field of dreams. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.